Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on something we literally use dozens of times a day, but probably never stop to think about. We're talking about the math behind search engines. We're going to explore exactly how classical information retrieval models actually work.
Think about it for a second. You type a couple of words into a search bar, hit enter, and in mere milliseconds, the system sifts through millions or even billions of documents to give you exactly what you want. But how does it know? How does the machine instantly decide which documents perfectly match your query, and more importantly, measure that kind of elusive concept of relevance? Well, it all boils down to some incredibly clever mathematics.
So, here's our roadmap. We'll start with the foundations of search engines, and then unpack the three mathematical pillars that solve this massive search problem: the Boolean model, the vector space model, and finally, the probabilistic model. Then we'll wrap up by comparing them. Let's get started.
Part 1. Foundations of Search Engines. Long before the era of deep learning and AI, classical models laid the essential groundwork. If you follow the online search path in a standard search system architecture, right after your query is parsed and normalized, it hits the matcher and ranker engine. This is where classical models really do the heavy lifting. They mathematically compare your parsed query against the inverted index to generate those ranked results you end up seeing on your screen.
Part 2. The Boolean model.
This was really the very first evolutionary step in search tech. You can think of the Boolean model as the ultimate rigid filter. It's based squarely on Boolean algebra and set theory. So documents aren't understood by their deep meaning. They're just represented as a simple set of terms. It's kind of like a strict bouncer at a club with a guest list. If a document has the exact word, it gets in. If it doesn't, it's out. Because of this rigid nature, queries have to be formulated using strict logical operators like and, or, and not. For example, if your query is NLP and semantics, not syntax, the system under the Boolean model will only retrieve documents containing both NLP and semantics, but it will actively reject any document that even mentions syntax. It is a strict yes or no logic that retrieves documents exactly satisfying that mathematical expression.
So the crucial takeaway here is that while this model has incredibly clean mathematical logic and is super easy to implement, it has one massive flaw. It only understands binary relevance. A document is either 100% perfect match or 0% relevant. There is no middle ground. And because of this, the Boolean model simply cannot rank results or do partial matches. You either get an overwhelming mountain of unranked documents or literally nothing at all.
Moving on to Part 3, the vector space model, or VSM.
To solve that exact ranking problem, computer scientists developed the vector space model. If the Boolean model was a rigid filter, VSM is more like a complex spatial map. This approach completely leaves basic set theory behind and relies on linear algebra, moving us into a high-dimensional mathematical space.
Here's the basic sequence of how it works. First, both your search query and the documents in the database are represented as vectors in this high-dimensional space. Just imagine a universe where every single unique word in the entire vocabulary gets its own distinct dimension. Next, it calculates a weight for these terms using something called TF-IDF. And finally, the third step is to rank these documents based on cosine similarity. Let's break those last two concepts down a bit.
Now, what's truly genius here is how the TF-IDF formula measures the actual importance of a word. Term frequency simply counts how often your search term appears in a specific document. But the inverse document frequency part penalizes words that appear everywhere in the database. So if you search for the apple, the word the gets a very low weight because it's everywhere, but apple gets a massive weight. This calculates the exact coordinate value of a term in the document's vector.
So, once we have our vectors with their weighted coordinates, how do we actually rank them? We use cosine similarity. The system takes the vector representing your query, which we'll call Q, and the document vector, D, and literally measures the cosine of the angle between them in that high-dimensional space. A smaller angle means high similarity, and therefore high relevance. This mathematical trick allows the system to finally present you with a beautifully ranked list from most relevant to least.
Which brings us to Part 4, the probabilistic model.
This is our third and final classical approach. Rather than mapping words in a geometric space, this model acts more like an odds calculator. Also known as the binary independent model, it's fundamentally based on probability theory. Instead of measuring angles or enforcing strict rules, it attempts to estimate the actual mathematical odds that a document is what you're looking for.
Here, the system estimates the probability that a specific document, D, is relevant to your query, denoted by R, versus the probability that is completely non-relevant, denoted by R prime. By dividing the probability of relevance by the probability of non-relevance, the model ranks documents by these exact odds. Simply put, the higher the odds ratio, the higher the document appears in your search results.
In practice, this model uses Bayes' theorem to power its term weighting. It relies on a pretty critical assumption called term independence, meaning it assumes the presence of one word doesn't affect the presence of another. It calculates weights based entirely on a term's probability of appearing in relevant documents versus non-relevant ones. So it's a pure statistics-driven approach to finding the best information.
Part 5. Comparing the classical models.
All right, we've covered a ton of mathematical ground today. Looking at these models side by side perfectly illustrates how search technology evolved through different mathematical disciplines. We started with the Boolean model, relying on set theory for exact matches, but suffering from a total lack of ranking. From there, we evolved to the vector space model, harnessing linear algebra for ranked similarity, and branched into the probabilistic model, which leverages probability theory for odds-based ranking. And that leads us to a fascinating final thought. Today, we know modern search engines use complex artificial intelligence, deep learning, and dense contextual embeddings to really understand human language. But underneath all of that glossy new tech, the core logic of ranking, indexing, and calculating vector similarities remains. So I'll leave you with this to ponder. If modern search uses AI and semantic vectors, how do these classical mathematical foundations still live, breathe, and operate inside the algorithms we query every single day? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep asking questions.